Have a status update from Coach Kalen DeBoer. This is from the Monday Morning Quarterback. Team reporters spoke to him earlier this morning. LT Overton is going to play against Georgia. So going into that pivotal SEC matchup for the Alabama Crimson Tide, LT Overton will be in the mix. Let's talk about some other players and the impact that I think it'll have going into the SEC opener. So you have Jam Miller. I would imagine that he's a game time decision, probably good to go. Let's start right there. On a scale of 1 to 10, with Jam Miller being in the lineup for Alabama, do you feel that that is going to catapult Alabama's run game against the Bulldogs? I get it. Different level of competition, but we do feel that something's going on with Alabama's run game. Now, there's two ways to think about this. Number one, Jam Miller is Jam Miller, right? He's just that good, and you have him back there. He's the vet. Georgia has had to deal with him in the past. He's a different level of running back, right? Like, Jam is the man. That was what offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb said. Or is it more about the defense, what the defense is giving Alabama, and Ryan Grubb just taking advantage of it using Ty Simpson, who's absolutely on fire? I think having a veteran come back in a particular game like this will be impactful. Now, it's not like Tim Keenan, who we're going to talk about next, but I think it is significant to have somebody to this already buzzsaw of an offense. So I would imagine Jam Miller plays in this game. But we'll wait for the official update from Coach Kalen DeBoer. Tim Keenan, the third, right? This is monumental. I think if Tim Keenan is able to play in this game, and I would imagine he's good to go after having a tightrope surgery a couple weeks ago, this is going to be huge for Alabama's defense. Now, look, what's your biggest question about Alabama's defense? Stopping a running quarterback? Stopping the run, period? Well, Georgia, they can run with a quarterback. Gunnar Stockton, I think his stock increased after watching them against Tennessee. And they have a running game. They've always had a running game. So I think by having the plug against Georgia, that is probably a 10 out of 10 type impact. Let me ask you inside the comment box, in terms of Tim Keenan coming back for this defense, what would you say on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being the most impactful. It might be even higher than that. This is a defensive tackle, 320 pounds. This is a team captain. This is somebody that really knows the standard of Alabama football. So I think when a guy like Tim Keenan's coming back, monumental update. So I don't think he's been officially cleared, but I think he was game time against Wisconsin. So wouldn't it make sense that here in a couple weeks against Georgia, you're going to have your defensive tackle back? Jeremiah Beeman, unfortunately, he's out for the season. There might be a couple other guys that have nicks and bumps, but Alabama doesn't have practice, for the next couple days. So give them a chance to recover, heal up for a monumental SEC matchup. But LT Overton, I think he got a little dinged up in his last game against Wisconsin. Doesn't seem serious. So really good news for the Alabama Crimson Tide. I wanted to bring this to your attention. Now, this is the AP Top 25, and you'll see all the teams that Alabama is about to play as you go forward, right? You have LSU on the schedule, who is currently ranked 3. You have Georgia, who is ranked 5. You took an L to Florida State, right, who's ranked number 7. You got Oklahoma, who is surging at 11. Tennessee, who just lost to Georgia at 15. You have Vanderbilt. And then you have Auburn and you have Missouri. So the SEC is an absolute gauntlet of a schedule. I don't care who you're playing, but Alabama's schedule in particularly is very challenging. And I think when you look to this particular roster setup, let's look at it as the schedule goes, right? Number 5, Georgia, then 20, Vanderbilt, 23, Missouri, and teams will shift because teams will win and lose, but still, it's a gauntlet. So when you look to some of these other conferences and some of these other teams, for example, one of my biggest issues is that how they choose the teams for the playoffs. You have Illinois, right, who's in the top 10. You have Indiana up there. You have some other teams from the Big 12, like Iowa State. Come and play this schedule. You have Notre Dame. Notre Dame couldn't beat Texas A&M. Notre Dame couldn't beat Miami. And I get it. Miami looks like a pretty good football team right now. But my point is, where would those teams be with a schedule like this? I think they would be mid, to be honest. I really do. Do you agree? Disagree? I think Notre Dame's out of the playoffs. I think Clemson's out of the playoffs. And I've been saying that a long time. I don't feel that those teams were going to be in the playoffs, period, unless they just won those first 2 games. So Clemson out, Notre Dame out. Back to Alabama's schedule. We asked ChatGPT not too long ago, what do you think the percentage and the confidence chances are against the rest of the teams? And look, outside of this Georgia game, which we all know is going to be a challenge, and I'm probably a little bit more confident now going into this game, right? Because they won the last 9 out of 10 matchups. So the past doesn't dictate the future. Just after watching Alabama the last 2 games with my own eyes, this team is different from the first game of the season, right? More on that in just a second. It's a tough schedule. The games on the road specifically stand out to me. I think that when you look to this game, right, and kind of like a way too early thought on this Alabama versus Georgia game, Alabama is basically getting a redo for week 1. Think about it. They're going on the road to play another top 10 team, right? Georgia, probably top 5. They'll get a chance to show how they have improved to the nation. And this is a big opportunity because, look, since Alabama already lost in week 1, and I get it, Florida State looks very good. Losing against Georgia, look, you're going to have 2 losses. You're going to have to win out the rest of the SEC, period, for you to be among the top of the SEC and kind of hope that other SEC teams cannibalize each other so you have an opportunity to still make either the SEC championship or to make the playoffs, period, right? So I think it's going to be tough if you lose that game. But let me tell you this. If they win this game, it almost equalizes that first loss or erases it because now you have a team that just played on the road in a much more challenging environment in an SEC game, and now Alabama starts to control its own destiny, right? It's always a 1-game season, but you win this game, you turn to the next, and from there you just keep stacking wins against the SEC, clearly the toughest conference in the nation. So a lot on the line in this particular game. I would like to talk to you guys about a couple different things. We were talking earlier about kind of the strengths and the weaknesses of Alabama football. And I think the abundance of talent is clear with Alabama football, but particularly the quarterback has been playing phenomenal. But I think Ryan Grubb has done a great job putting him in some good situations. And Ty Simpson is such an effective quarterback in the system that he has the weapons to throw for who knows how many yards. I mean, look, those 4 wide receivers, 17, 5, 2, right? Number 1 with Isaiah Horton. Those guys are absolutely dangerous. Go ahead and try to guard them. It's going to be very challenging the more that they get Lazier Brooks in the rotation as well. I think on the defense, the biggest question is, look, can this team stop the run? Is this team able to play on the road against a running quarterback? Those are some of the things. But I guess, circling back to the offense is, do we have an issue at the tackle position? Is that going to be addressed? There's still a lot of question marks about this team. I get it. You can see through the BS as well. You understand that you played Louisiana Monroe. You understand that you played Wisconsin. I get it. Those are tune-up type games. Those are practice type games. This game has monumental impact. Alabama certainly has a chance to get back where they want to go. Still controls its own destiny. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here right here inside Bama Football on YouTube. Give a roll tide inside the comment box and let me know the impact of Tim Keenan coming back against Georgia Bulldogs. I'll catch up with you soon as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. See ya.